Yo, what's up guys? Rexter here, and today we're gonna be talking about the new 2022 STI and STI hatchback. Well, hopefully. So before I get you guys all riled up, or before I get you guys all with your pitchforks saying that this ain't gonna happen, I just want to let you know that this is all speculation, and I really hope that they do the things that some people are saying that they're going to be doing. So the two biggest things I want to talk about is, first of all, they're going to make the STI have 400 horsepower, supposedly. That's what many articles have been saying and rumoring, which we just saw the 400Z come out with 400 horsepower and its manual transmission. And they're also saying that the STI will only come in manual transmission with 400 horsepower, which I think the car game really needs that. They really need a all-wheel drive car, sports car that makes 400 horsepower, somewhat lightweight for what it is. And I'm so excited. I cannot believe that people are saying this right now, and I really hope that what they're saying is true. If Subaru was going to go ahead and make the 400 horsepower STI, then I'm assuming that the WRX would only have around 330 horsepower is what I would say. And I believe the price difference would jump a decent amount, as the 400Z I'm pretty sure will be like 45 grand. I'm assuming the base model STI will probably be 45 grand if it does have 400 horsepower like they're saying. And they are saying it'll have around 377 foot-pounds of torque, which is plenty for that type of car. I can't imagine seeing people putting exhaust on it, tune, and just ripping it down the track. That'd be awesome. So they're saying how they're gonna achieve that goal of 400 horsepower is with the new FA 2.4 liter turbocharged motor that they put in the Ascent. And obviously they've been redesigning it and making it even better. I believe it's direct injection and port injection, if I'm getting that right. So it's got the best of both worlds, and it's just going to be an amazing motor. A great motor to tune as well, I believe. But on this article I'm reading now, they're saying that the prices will actually be around the same as what they are now, which is like 30 grand for a base WRX model and 40 grand for an STI. Which, if it makes 400 horsepower, I highly doubt they're going to be having it stay at 40 grand. I think it will go up in price. And with the WRX, especially if they put the WRX at like 330 horsepower, which no one's actually rumoring that yet, but if they're going to make an STI 400 horsepower with the new motor, they're probably going to put the new motor in the WRX as well. It's just not as beefed up probably, and not as, you know, the suspension, the brakes, and all that other good stuff that comes with the STI versions will not be coming to the WRX, obviously. So a lot does come along with it. So we'll just have to wait and see how they do differ from the WRX and the STI. But still, I cannot get over the fact that they are actually suggesting 400 horsepower for the STI. If that happens, I'm gonna wanna buy one so bad. Because right now, the 400Z being a manual transmission, twin turbo to V6 making 400 horsepower, I'm like, I want that so bad. However, give me a Boxer 4-cylinder turboed, the single turbo, 400 horsepower, I believe I would want that way more. It's less complicated than twin turbo setup, and I just love Boxer engines. You know me, I have a BRZ. I've had multiple WRXs and Imprezas in my life. They're super easy to work on, and it's just my go-to car. I just love these cars. A lot of people do not think that they're reliable, but you just have to know how to keep your car maintained and what supporting mods you should do with the mods that you have on your car. Like me on my BRZ, I got the oil cooler in front, which you guys can't see right now, you're too high up. But you have that oil cooler right up in front. I'll be getting an oil catch can, hopefully by the end of this year or maybe next year. Early next year, I'll get an oil catch can. And I'm also thinking about heat wrapping my headers on my exhaust. But that's besides the point. How they're gonna make the 400 horsepower FA24 reliable, or 2.4 reliable. They're just gonna have to go with better internals, better ringlands, I guess. I don't really know how they're gonna do it. Because I know the WRX hatchback, I don't know that much about the new WRXs, but the WRX hatchback that has came out, like the 2014, I know on E85 full exhaust and tune, you can get pretty close to like 400 horsepower. Or I think you probably can hit 400, but you don't want to go like too high above that because that's when you start blowing crap up. But speaking of the WRX hatch, no one has been really talking about bringing back the hatchback, but I just feel like the 14 to 2011 WRX hatchback is one of the most sought after WRXs out there. I know I love them. Plenty of people love them. I think they look way better than the sedan version. Not just anyone who has the sedan version of the 2011 to 14 WRXs. However, the hatchback is the golden child for me. I love that car, and I'm just waiting for Subaru to bring that back. And if they bring that back with 400 horsepower in the STI version hatchback, that would just be amazing. I just love the way, like, older WRX hatches look. I even owned one for a little bit. You guys saw on YouTube, but I ended up selling because I'd rather do bigger things with this car and buy a cheaper WRX probably. But in the future, if they do come out with the WRX hatchback 400 horsepower, you best believe I'm gonna be busting my butt to get one day, because that is my all-time favorite car when it comes to Subarus. Well, you know, besides like the 22B back in the 90s, that thing was just amazing. I love those cars. The 90s Imprezas and WRXs and STIs, they're just so good. I love them. As far as looks, the only things that we've seen so far is concepts of the new STI making 400 horsepower. Who knows what the WRX will make? Again, I'm guessing like 330, maybe 340, which would be plenty of power still. I'm just so excited that they're finally talking about busting those powers up, because they've been the same forever. Like, I'm pretty sure since like the 04, 05, 06, 07 WRXs and STI, I'm pretty sure the power outlets now are the same as they were back then. 300 horsepower is not bad, like, it's good, but after so long they need to be updating this. Like I was saying in my 400Z video, how they weren't really updating the 370Z all that much between 08 and 2020. Subaru really hasn't been updating their EJ motors until recently with the FA motors, and now the FA 2.4. So excited. But yeah, the looks of the new STI, they don't really give anything out yet. They all look pretty, like, actually super prototype-ish, and they don't really look that new. I feel like the prototype photos that we've been seeing lately have been old ones from years ago, and they haven't really been updating or changing all that much. Like, the new STIs, they look good, but they do look more on the basic end. I feel like they could make one stand out way more. I know when I first came out, nobody liked it because it basically looks like a Camry, but with a hood scoop and a wing. But that's just some people's opinions. I do think they look pretty good. However, it is time for change with the WRX and STIs, and I cannot wait. One thing I really hope that they do, though, is bring back the unequal length headers. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're gonna be crying in the comments right now saying, oh, equal length is where it's at, you get more power and it's healthier for the motor, or some crap like that. I really don't care. Haha, car goes brrrr. I'd rather hear that Boxer rumble than hear the FA20 with equal length headers. Like, whenever I do hear a WRX, like a 2015 plus WRX with the full exhaust, and they got the they still got the equal length headers. Obviously, you can't really put unequal length headers on a twin scroll turbo the way they have it set up, and the turbo's like right in the middle, so it's like made for equal length. They just don't sound that good to me. They just sound like any other basic 4-cylinder turboed car that's like newer. Like, it kind of sounds like a Ford Fiesta ST or something, you know? Don't get me wrong, I have heard some pretty good deep sounding ones that came out of the new FA20s. However, it's just not my thing. I would never want to own a 2015 plus WRX just because of the headers alone and the way that they sound. I love the sound of this way more than the sound of a turboed FA20 coming from a 2015 plus WRX. However, I do believe that they are going to be killing it off completely. There's going to be no more unequal length headers coming from Subaru, which that is very disappointing. That's the one big bad news I have about the new 400 horsepower STI that could be coming out is, well, one, we don't know if it's actually going to be a hatchback or not. I really hope it's going to be a hatchback. And two, I think it's going to be equal length headers only. And if you throw on unequal length headers, you're going to be just messing everything up like what you do with the WRXs right now. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the new STI that could be coming out. Obviously, all the vision concepts and all that, they're just I don't really look into those that much. I want to wait for new ones to come out from Subaru, as I feel like they haven't been really showing us any teasers at all. I'm speculating by early next year we're going to be starting to see some teasers from Subaru, and I will be so excited and definitely be making videos on it then. But that is pretty much it. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.